up, Evil Dead fans? I hope you're having a blessed day. Today we're going to talk about the Ash versus Evil Dead chainsaw, what home light to look for, what details. We're going to talk about the unit numbers, serial numbers, does that matter, and what to look for. And also, is it bad to hoard home light bodies? So let's get started.
All right, so let's talk about the Ash versus Evil Dead chainsaw. Last time we went over just the standard details to look for in a home light when looking for the proper one, whether it's Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and Ash vs. Evil Dead. So with Ash vs. Evil Dead, you're gonna look for this elongated handle right here. You gotta make sure of the sticker as well that it says XL, and also the Super 2. There is a Super 2 that has this exact same body. Everything matches, all the stickers match, except it says Super 2 over here. It is a plastic body, so that's what you're looking for. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the Homelite XL sticker right here. It can say Super 2, but look for this elongated handle on this side. Another thing to look for is right here. A lot of these have dips. Make sure it's nice and flat. And you will also see a sticker over here. You can kind of see it faintly. I have one that's better. That gives some kind of warning or detail on something about the chainsaw. I forgot what it says. And a lot of them have a Made in USA sticker and a few different types, but you can see there was one there. So you can see that these two are different colors of red. This one's a little bit darker, that's a little more orange. I'll go over that in a minute and why. But you want to look for that as well. That's nice and smooth, and this sharp line right here. So that's basically the two details that kind of separate this from the Evil Dead 2 and AOD. Another thing that's cool is this little guard down here and this bolt. So if you plan on doing multiples, say you want to do an Evil Dead 2 and an Ash vs. Evil Dead, this is just an extra body bolt. You have to take this off anyways. You have to take the guard off. So that's just an extra body bolt you can use for a future project. Next, let's talk about unit numbers and serial numbers. Well, when it comes to the serial numbers, they really don't matter. It's the lower number right here. You'll see it right there. And the reason why I'm showing these two is I bought these in halves. Now I got a starter cover sight on this one, bought the starter cover later, so I put it on there. But the reason why I'm saying, look at the unit numbers and why I mentioned, does that matter? Well, with this specific one, it really doesn't. Let's look at this unit number. It's 10655. And you can see I have been working on it for a future Ash vs. Evil Dead build. Started that a long time ago. Let's look at this unit number. It's kind of hard to see for you guys, 10656A. Now, I bought these in halves. I didn't have it with starter covers. So what that means, one could have been a Super 2, one could have been a different model of home light that used the exact same body, or it could be something different with the motor or just any little thing they added. Even something simple as just this foil strip here that's like a heat guard, because this one over here did not have one. You can see it's got a melt and the serial number's wiped away and the unit number's gone. So that's why when it comes to the Ash vs. Evil Dead, you have to look for the details of the body instead of relying on the unit numbers. So when it comes to Ash vs. Evil Dead, the unit numbers really don't matter. You can look for both these and you're gonna find at least this side is correct. Like I said before, the Super 2 also came just like this at some point. So one of these could have been a Super 2. Don't know, doesn't matter. They're both exactly the same. Nothing is different with the bodies. They're all the same. So when it comes to that, they don't matter. When it comes to Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, there's a lot to talk about when trying to find that correct body. I will go over, is the Bandit correct? Is there a home light that's correct? Is there another model that's correct? And all those will be answered in the next video. There is one other thing I want to mention here, and I did talk about the different starter covers and how they intermingle with the main bodies and they will fit. Now when it comes to Ash vs. Evil Dead, the Bandit, they'll match. The other newer funky home lights like the little red, they'll match. The side handles will not. They won't match. The little reds are actually taller. But let's look at the eyelets one more time. You You see that one's smaller? That's what you want. Again, the Bandit is bigger. Now this was from a Little Red, which has the bigger eyelet like the Bandit. And this one, I put in the spacer. So all I gotta do is put a wash on top of that or paint it, doesn't matter. If you're going Ash vs. Evil Dead, you gotta paint it because it was a molded body. It wasn't a real Homelight that was used in Ash vs. Evil Dead. It was from a mold. But when it comes to these different starter covers, other than the XL, there is something you cannot change. There is a slight difference. And it's this right here, this mounting hole for the side handle. You can see that placement there. Let's put this up here. You can see it's just slightly lower than the XL. So this one's a little bit higher. So if you're gonna use one of these and you put the handle in it and you line the holes up, you will notice the handle will be going in a way far back angle. How do you solve that? You put the handle in position, then you drill it right through those existing holes, through the handle, and then you mount it. So it's an easy fix, something that's really not noticeable when you put the handle in the right position. So you can see it is a little bit of a difference there.
So the question has come up before, is it bad to hoard Homelight bodies? Is it bad to collect them? Is it bad to have them and not make anything out of them? The answer is no. It's actually a good thing if you hoard these things, because you gotta think these came out originally in the late 70s, and they did a run, I think, through the 80s at some point, probably early 80s, and they did switch over again to Black & Decker, and also John Deere also took the Bandit and made one called the Big Green Machine. So the reason why it's good, and it's also a good investment to hoard these things, because think another 30 years from now, these things are gonna be like 60, 70 years old. How many will be available? The nice thing is, there will be somebody out there who has a bunch of them, who may not make chainsaw hands out of them, but may hold on to them and resell them. They may raise the price on them, but it makes them rare. It makes it hard to find on eBay 20, 30 years from now. It's even getting harder right now. So to have somebody who even remotely has a decent body, who's willing to part with it for a price, it's not a bad thing. Do I hoard them? Yes, I do. Have I resold them? No. I will probably do that because there's no way I'm gonna build all these into, you know, Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaws or Evil Dead 2 chainsaws or AODs. So at some point I will probably sell the stock I have. And the nice thing is, if I do decide to make more, I have them. I'm not searching on eBay for hours and spending hundreds of dollars trying to find a good body. That's what's nice about it. So yes, it is a good investment to have these. It's just, it's cool if somebody has them, they keep them in good shape. You know they're not thrown away. You know there is a place these are all sitting. Either I'll have them, I know my friend Ronan has a bunch of them. There's probably other people who have a bunch of them. But that's what's nice, is you won't have to compromise and get, let's say, you know, an off body that's not correct and make a chainsaw hand. You can find the right ones. I mean, 3D printers nowadays, they're making a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them who do 3D printed chainsaw bodies. Now, I haven't looked too much into what people have done to see how accurate it is, if it's scanned or measurements, things like that. It's kind of up to the buyer to find those people if you want a 3D version of it. But if you want the real thing, it's gonna be nice, again, for somebody to hoard these, so at some point, they can become available for sale. So you know there is a safe place out there for these Homelites. So to break it down, somebody will have these. It will be available later for sale from somebody. Who knows, maybe me. Also, it's good for the seller because now they'll make money on their investment. So the buyer's getting what they want. The person who has it, the seller, is getting what they want. So it works all the way across the board. And you don't have to worry about them being thrown in the trash, destroyed, crushed, things like that. So there is a place in the Evil Dead community for these things to be bought up. So if you're looking to buy these to store them, say you're gonna make one or two, but you bought like 10 of them, you can resell the bodies. Simple as that. So it's not a bad deal. It's not a bad thing to do at all. It sounds like a dick move because it's harder to find on eBay, But at the same time, you can go to these Evil Dead sites and be like, hey, who has this Homelite XL? Who has this? I want to make a chainsaw body, or a Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaw, I'm sorry. And somebody can say, yeah, I got an extra one I'll sell to you for this. Bam, there you go. Simple as that. There is communities you can find this other than just eBay. So, it's good all the way around for everybody. So there it is. That's the Ash vs. Evil Dead chainsaw details. That's what you need to look for. And also the serial numbers, the unit numbers, and what to look for in that. And yes, it is a good investment to hoard these things. And if you're having a bad day, and if you're sick, hurt, injured, or if you know somebody is, keep them in your prayers. I will definitely do that myself. And until next time, God bless you and stay groovy.